Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Mario here. Welcome to Mario's Open Talk podcast experience, where we have a lot of special guests on the show. Everybody, I can't. This is one that probably be a really good episode. Everybody, I am your host tomorrow with my co-host Warren Jackson
Yes, sir.
and my co-host Alex
Hello.
and my dad for the first time. Everybody, Mr. Ruben Arietta.
Yeah, back to me, everybody.
Well, if it's
Yes,
me,
sir.
I look pretty damn good.
I know, right? But yeah, everybody, we're here live. We're here live on Twitch, and later everybody will be able to watch it or listen to it on Spotify and anywhere you get your podcast outlets at. And on later, it'll be on YouTube as well. So let's go ahead. I hope I play the right intro this time, and we'll see if we do or not. But either way, we'll see if we play the right one this time. Let's see here. Let me find the right one. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I'll play all of them. I don't care. All right, everybody. Here we go. And we're going to play the intro. Please forgive me if it's not everybody that you see on the show. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. All right, that's everybody's that's
I
everybody's
think I got
intro.
that complete again.
I know, right? I'm trying to play everybody's intro. Um, yeah, I've been trying to play everybody's intro here. Let's see. Let's try it again, everybody. All right, that's one of the good intros. I was trying to play with all of us, but that's everybody. That's pretty much everybody's intro. Everybody, everybody. Like I said, welcome to tomorrow's Open Talk podcast experience, episode 108. It's been a lot of episodes from everybody on the show to past guests. Everybody, welcome to the show. Today is going to be pretty much open talk, everybody, about Star Wars. I know we are in we are in the month of May, and which is Star Wars. It was technically May the 4th, and then the Revenge of the 5th, and then I think that's pretty much it. Am I forgetting anything, Alex or Warren, about Star Wars month or day?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't know. I
Am I
just remembered
forgetting?
it was May 4th the other day.
Yeah.
I
I'm trying to.
I'm trying to figure out if well, I kind of dropped off watching any of the new ones, like
Uh huh.
any of the new Star Wars, because they didn't put they put too much money but not enough effort into making the movies. You get me?
Right.
Like it just wasn't cost effective, so I'm like, eh.
Right. I, understandable. Yeah. That's very true. Um. Yeah. I 100% agree. Um. Warren. Bless you. Um. Do you
Uh,
agree with that? They put more money in the new series of the Star Wars, um, than any, especially from the original, from the now.
you talking about the series is on like Disney?
Uh, while the newer Star Wars, like I think what is it, episode, what, man, what started from 7? Am I correct on 7? On the 7 Star
Mm,
Wars?
I couldn't
Or
even
am I
tell you
They
the last one.
they
shit?
started off on one, two, three, four. So four.
4?
It started off on The fourth
When it
movie,
started with 4, 5, 6, and then
Yeah.
it went back to 1, 2, 3.
yeah, then it went back to 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah.
then it
Okay.
would start off on the new one based on like those numbers. It would start off the new series as 7, 8, and 9. So like,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, for this first episode here, did everybody like the first one? Did it pretty much open everything? I liked it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I thought it was
probably
pretty
one.
good.
Yeah, like one of the best. One of the best fight scenes is of course, with Darth Maul. Um,
hmm
Oh yeah.
uh, pretty much.
I have a question. Uh,
Go ahead.
Anakin, I don't know about they said it or anything, but Anakin, who was Anakin's dad?
That is
he's somebody like that was supposedly in the comics, and uh, he was somebody that came out of nothing. So
Uh,
he made himself like
she didn't know who the dad was. She just became pregnant.
no, she just became pregnant.
Oh wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? I didn't even know that.
hmm
That's
Yeah.
that.
She
That's a
was
really good
she was
question.
sleeping around, but she didn't really know who it was. So it's
Yeah.
possible that she could have slept with someone that was
Yeah.
good with
Or
the force, or like
The force.
somebody that didn't have anything to do with the force.
Yeah.
Just it was that's just because she was a slave before she slept with anybody.
Yeah.
So like
Oh, okay.
slavery was a big thing in there. So
Yeah.
you
yeah,
went by
that
Princess Lamy.
What? What'd you say?
Said she went by Princess Lamy.
Oh. Um. That's a really good question, Dad. That's actually no, Dad. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
yeah.
Or was it Alex?
No.
What's
Oh,
that?
okay, okay, okay. No, I thought it was. Uh, I thought Alex was still continuing what he was talking.
You dip in my edibles, man.
Alex, yeah,
Yeah.
he answered. He answered the question.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex, I know I want you to, was it, I know on the, was it three last episodes that we talked of your recovery, um,
Yes.
about your stroke, about
Yeah.
the light stroke. Um, I know I talked to Warren about it, um, a while back. Uh, So, how are you doing, bro? How are you feeling? Is are you feeling more better than what you were before?
I'm a little better. I
Yeah.
can finally like walk kind of normal.
Oh, okay.
I say kind of normal, but I still have some difficulties with like stairs and some difficulties like sitting down, not standing up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I sound better. Like my voice sounds a lot better. I'm not mumbling on my words. Like I still have a little lisp, but that's
Uh huh.
because like I can't fully control the right side of my face.
Like
So
Right.
a
like
paralysis.
yeah, it's like mild paralysis.
Yeah.
So that's why I I'm kind of like forcing my tongue to like say the words on the right side, but the right side isn't like technically like slightly moving. So like I'm having that difficulty with talking. But for the most part, now I'm I'm better. I guess you can say I'm better at
Okay.
talking. Um, I'm better at like conversations because that was like a big thing with me. Like my conversations at the beginning, like for like the first 3 months, was like
Right.
yes, no, maybe, like not some like big phrases or sentences that I could like interpret or like essentially talk to somebody with a conversation that extended far more than like two
One or two
two
words.
1 or 2 words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah. But for the most part, my arm, I can I can kind of close it now,
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
Yeah, that's good.
but that's it. I can't open it.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Alex. Did you have a stroke or something?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Alex. If you can, give us a kind of a recap. To keep my dad updated. Um, Go ahead and toss us if you can
Yeah.
update on the story for my dad if you
It
can.
concerns me because sometimes you don't never know. Like my age, you might get a stroke or something, and I want to
Yeah.
know the symptoms of what happened at the
Uh,
beginning.
I don't know. I'm like, even the doctors don't even know. Like, I'm just when it happened, I was like 29, so
Wow.
like they were just like they were just scratching their heads like why would this happen to somebody that's so young and
Yeah.
doesn't have any kind of previous health, like
You had
anything
no
bad or
symptoms or
wrong.
anything
No
showing it?
symptoms,
No
no high
symptoms,
blood
no
pressure,
Yeah.
nothing.
anything.
Wow.
I had high blood pressure, but I
Right.
didn't figure that out until like I went to the doctors and they told me, "Why is your blood pressure so high?" Like that's the only thing that I had. I
Right.
didn't have any diabetes. I didn't have anything like
But did they give
affecting
you
me.
some? Did they give you medicines to lower that high blood pressure?
Yeah, they did, and
Okay.
I I feel no change with the blood pressure. Like
Really?
my blood pressure was like I think it was like 280 over
Wow.
like
Oh shit.
Damn.
Damn.
190.
I've had
So
like
Wow.
like
212
I didn't
over,
feel anything.
but damn.
I
Yeah.
didn't feel
Wow.
like a change or like
Right.
anything like anything internally. I
Yeah.
didn't feel that. Like it was just like a normal day. Like the way that it happened, I was asleep. I was gonna go back to work the next day.
Right.
Then I happened to wake up. It was 5 in the morning.
All right.
I just needed to pee. I went
Mm.
outside. I went to go pee, but then as I'm like opening the door to the bathroom, like my vision started getting like a little wobbly, like
Oh, like
Damn.
blurry. Or like blurry.
kind of like blurry but wobbly.
Oh wow.
And then when I started to pee, that's when everything slightly started um, going more intense. Like my vision was like I can see everything in waves. So
Wow.
like
That's crazy.
everything was like all
Kind of
wavy.
wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then immediately as soon as I was done, I flushed the toilet and then I turned just ever so slightly. And then as soon as I started turning, my right side, everything, I couldn't move it. Like
Yeah.
it slowly degradation towards the strength that I had on my right side was like it was just slowly trickling down, and I was like slightly, slowly falling down. So then I like I was freaking out. So then I was like I was trying to call somebody or say something because I didn't know what was happening. So
Right.
when I tried to say something, everything was mumbled and I
So at
couldn't
that
like
time, you didn't have
speak.
no control. You didn't have no control.
I didn't
No.
have any control on my right side.
On the
On my
right
left
side.
side, I had full control. So
So
I was
did you
like,
feel like
I was,
numbness? Like I get
yes,
it was
it felt
numb.
like
Tingling.
numbness, but like I couldn't like physically like draw any strength towards
Right.
the right side.
Kind of
So
just
like
like froze up.
it didn't
Yeah.
freeze up. It like slowly lost its like power. Like imagine if you were a phone, like and you were like slowly losing power,
Right.
then
Right.
you would just kind of like shut down
Right.
almost. So like that was happening to my right side. So then I opened the door. I was on the floor already, but then I was crawling as much as I can with my left side, not being able to control my right side. So then I like I surprisingly I didn't close my door. So then I slightly opened the door and kind of like did anything
To make,
call
yeah.
to call somebody. And then I called my wife. She woke up and she was like, "What are you doing? Stop playing around." Because I usually play around with her
Yeah.
Right.
because that's that's what people do in relationships and everything. Like
Right.
she thought that I was just playing around, and then I was like, "No, I can't move this side." But I was, but that's what I was saying. But that's not really what I was saying. What I was saying was like
Right.
just mumbled up words, so like it didn't make sense. So then
Oh
she's like
no.
freaking out. She gets up, called my mom, called my sister. They they call an ambulance, and then I'm like, I'm still trying to process everything, and they handed me a phone because I couldn't say anything. They handed me a
Right.
phone, and then they told me what's going on. What can we do? Like, what is it? Like, they didn't know that it was a stroke at that time, but my
Right.
Right.
mom and my wife were like handing me the phone, and I was like, I was I was trying to text with my left hand because I
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
could. So then I thought that I was saying like, I'm having a stroke. Please take me to the hospital.
Right.
That's what I thought that I was putting on there. But what I was actually putting on there was something about, what was it? It was something about like something that has nothing to do with what that situation was pertaining to.
Oh shit.
But in my
Wow.
mind, that's what I
Yeah.
was putting. But a
Right.
couple of the words were misspelled, and everything that I was putting on there,
Right.
like it just made sense to me, but to them, they were like,
Yeah.
"What is he trying to say? Like, this doesn't
Right.
make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense what he's trying to say with
Yeah.
what he's putting on there." So
So how long
so
did it take the
then
ambulance to get there?
it took about um, 20 20 minutes
20 minutes.
because they were en route coming down from Beaumont to Hemet. So like
Okay.
they
Yeah.
were in the canyon already. They were already heading down here, and then
Okay.
they got the call.
Between that time that you got it at first, and between that the ambulance picked you
It
up,
took them
it
uh, between the
was,
time
and
that it
anything else was happening to you at that time besides your right
no,
side?
just my right side. That was the only thing, and my speaking was like very like
Blurry.
very odd, blurry.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make any sense. So like I honestly thought like I wasn't like I couldn't control part of my body like somebody else was controlling my body. Like
Right.
whatever I did was not me. It was somebody else. But then I was like but then I was in full control of my left hand and my
Right.
Right.
left leg, so I like did everything to like go towards somewhere, but they said for me to stay there, just lie down, just relax, and then finally the ambulance came. It only took them 20 minutes since we contacted them, so it was
Yeah.
like 5 o'clock. So then they arrived around 5:25,
Yeah.
5:26. They
Okay.
took me to the local hospital because they told me like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the Moreno Valley Hospital, or do you want to go to somewhere local that's like
They were
right
asking you these
here?
questions. They were asking you
They were
that?
asking me the questions, and then I
Uh,
was telling them like, "Why are you asking me the questions? Like,
yeah,
Exactly,
they
dude.
should have
Like
just
that's
what
took
can I
you.
insane.
do? Like,
They should have just took
what?"
you to the nearest one. They should have took you just to the nearest
They
one because
did take me
they
to the
couldn't
nearest
understand
one.
you anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did take me to the nearest one, but
Right.
that was the incorrect decision because when they took me there, I was in the waiting room for like an hour, and
Oh wow. That's wrong.
Jesus.
every hour counts
Right.
Yeah.
when you have a stroke. Like
Yeah.
Every minute
the
counts.
whole time, every minute counts because
All right.
that means that they have to inject you with the clot blocker. Like it's basically like a blood clot inside your brain. So like they have to inject you with a
Right.
clot blocker. So over time, um, this is the weird thing. By that time, by the time that the doctor saw
Yeah.
me, it was already like 6:15, 6:20,
Wow.
um, and I was slowly but surely getting movement back in my hand.
Oh
Like
wow.
Hmm.
it wasn't fully to what it is now, but
Yeah.
like I was getting movement. I could move my arm, I can
That's a
move
good
my
thing right
leg
there.
like normal. So like I thought that it was a good thing. So then I told them, "Are you going to inject me with the clot blocker just in case like if there's some residue or something like
Right.
still there?" They said, "No, because we don't take your insurance."
Yeah.
Damn, that's some
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
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 And they said
Welcome to America.
they said
Shit.
um
See, that's wrong right there. That's
the
wrong.
Yeah.
they said the MRI came back negative.
Hmm.
So then what was I doing this like as a
I
joke?
mean,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
Like
They said the MRI came back negative?
yes. But
Wow.
Wow.
well I didn't mean MRI. I meant
Okay.
the CAT scan came back negative. So like the CAT scan
Oh,
is like
yeah. I could see
mainly
that.
like mainly like a superficial thing, not an
Yeah.
internal thing. Like
Right.
Oh,
not a
okay.
not a
Yeah. CAT
not
scan doesn't always pick up everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what came back negative. So they were like, okay, he's getting movement back on everything. He's not
Right.
numb. He can speak better. So like this was like immediately after like I went to the hospital.
Yeah.
I would say like around 8 in the morning.
Wow.
Like
So we're
I
talking
was
about
I was
3.5 hours later.
yeah, three and a half
Damn.
hours
Wow.
later, I was back to normal, and I was like, that was really weird. They gave
Yeah.
me like they gave me two sets of pills,
Hmm.
and they said the only problem that I had was an urinary infection, which
Oh wow. Is that
wasn't even
right?
a problem,
Wow.
which I didn't even have because the next day I got the same feeling, but I was fully awake. I was like walking around like normal, and
Uh
then
huh.
I said, "Can we please go to the hospital
Yeah.
because I'm feeling the same way that I did yesterday." So then we started heading over to
On
the
the
hospital
same side.
on the same side. I
Yeah.
started feeling
Okay.
the same thing,
Okay.
but as soon as I got there, they took an MRI. They they did everything that they could, but then I mentioned to them that this was happening to me yesterday. So they
Right.
said, okay, so good news and bad news. Good news is we know that it's a stroke. The MRI came back positive,
Right.
and your urinary infection doesn't exist. And
Yeah.
also, they just like they just told me that that's the good news. The bad news is because it's been more than 24 hours since it's already happened to you. We can't put the injection inside of you because like
That's what
we
I was
don't
going to ask you next.
yeah
Right.
that's what that's what they were telling me we can't put the injection into you because it's been more than 24 hours. So like
Wow.
we don't know if it'll help or if it'll worsen the situation.
Right. Right.
So they were like, um, we don't know what the deficit is going to be like. So we're just we're just kind of winging it right now because it's been more than 24 hours and
Mm,
your symptoms are coming back, but it seems like you're not getting any better, just like you were yesterday. So like
right. It's just repetitive.
we're just like we're
But they're
just
not
playing the
guarantee you
game.
any
Yeah,
guarantee that it's going to happen again, right? They're not
yeah,
saying
No.
it's
yeah.
because they could.
But eventually, like I was there for about 10 hours
Wow.
and 10 or 12 hours, and then they told me that yeah, you've officially lost all movement on your right side,
Mm,
and this was like a severe stroke, but not as severe as it could have been. It could have been much worse if they well, it could have been alleviated if they put the injection the first time, but
Right.
right.
then they didn't because they didn't see a problem and they didn't even do an MRI on me.
Yeah.
So
Because
then
what they should have done was after the CAT scan, they should have injected you and then proceeded with the
yeah,
MRI.
but the thing is like I get where they're coming from, but just to make sure they should have done that
Oh
and then they
God,
should
yes.
have
Yes.
Oh yeah.
injected
Yeah.
me. But I get
Because you got to
what they
cover
were
all your
thinking.
bases.
Yeah.
Well, I get what they were coming from because like I was gaining full control over my arm, so
Yeah.
they thought that the danger was over. That's at least what I think. But
Yeah.
just in case, they could have just put that in there.
Well, yeah, that's on them, man. They should have never just, felt that because you were
Yeah.
possibly showing indication of getting any movement that you were okay, And
Right.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. So that happened to me, and then um, I was at the Moreno Valley Hospital for about 3 4
So,
days.
are you taking therapy or anything right now? Or did they
Yes, I
send you
am in
therapy?
physical therapy and occupational therapy, and I also have speech therapy.
Uh,
Um, I don't think I'm going to have any more speech therapy because,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
how
you
I'm
sound good. You
speaking to
sound
you
all
Yeah.
right,
guys.
You.
man.
Yeah. You sound good. I mean, you even sound good last time that we did the podcast, dude. Like you sound really good. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why I said yes, I'll be on the podcast because
Yeah.
I can keep up the conversation.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. That's weird
Um,
because the reason I'm asking about all this because one day I was sitting on the toilet, in the restroom, and I lost completely. It looked like I got paralyzed from my right side, my right leg. I couldn't get up. I lost all the feeling, like I really was paralyzed. And I started
it,
moving. I was trying to move and stuff. And I believe I was going to get a stroke at that time. But
mhm,
somehow, some way, a miracle that I, I was able to keep moving and stuff. And this feeling started getting back. But it felt like I got paralyzed from my right leg. And it feels weird because you know you can't do nothing about it. I was trying to
mhm.
pick it up with my both hands, my left and right hand, pick it up. That's when I started getting feeling back. But it was like I think it
Yeah,
was like
but
I was getting a stroke in some way.
it could have been it could have been much worse, and you could
Yeah,
have
it could have
lost
been much
feeling
worse.
in both of your legs.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
imagine that. Like I
yeah.
like
But
this
it's like it felt
this
like just
just
heavy
opened
weight,
up.
like it was nothing. You can't do nothing about it. You know,
Hmm.
I felt it for at least 10 seconds.
Hey,
Hmm.
hey, 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 Dad. How long were you on the toilet for?
Not too very long. I mean, usually I
uh,
like. It's not like you fell asleep or not.
My comedic side was going to come out and say it was because you sat too long, your ass fell asleep. But
Well, you know,
I knew
nah,
you were gonna say something more. That's
I
why
was holding that one, boy. That was tough.
I see
no,
I seen your
I,
face.
I've read the newspaper and all that before, and all that, but nothing has ever. I mean, it was something that I really got scared of, you know,
Hmm.
and that's why I started asking Alex about, the
Yeah.
symptoms because I never had high blood pressure or nothing like that for all the drinking that I've done in my life, but uh, I think high blood pressure has a lot to do with it, with
Oh,
all
yeah.
that.
Well,
Hmm.
Mario, that's like that car accident I had.
Yeah,
That's
Oh
when I
yeah.
found out I had high blood pressure. It was
You
like
yeah,
don't know, like
212
unless
over
the doctors
120.
tell,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
unless
true.
the
Yeah,
doctors tell you, like you don't know. So like,
yeah.
Right.
But
um,
I
you're
mean, I
you
never
you
knew.
yeah. But
I
see,
never
you're
knew.
young. You're young, and it probably is surprisingly that a stroke
That's
did
been
hit you.
that's been over. Let's see, 2009 it happened. So yeah,
You got in
it's
an
been a
accident.
minute. I was involved in a rollover. I was the passenger,
Oh
and
wow.
we were on the 60, getting off the 202 ramp on Ellsworth, and there was a parked car that had car issues. And do you remember Teresa slash Terry that worked overnight, Mario? She was that real
S-
tall Amazon bitch,
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
the porn star.
Yeah.
I was hanging with her, and she just I yelled car like about 3 4 times, and she finally looked up from her phone. She had her phone down in her lap, and she
Oh
looked
yeah.
up and was like, we were maybe 15 feet from the car,
Oh
and she
shit.
swerved to the left, and we hit the brim and flipped and was facing like the oncoming traffic. But then when we
Jesus.
came back down, we rolled, and it was at least 5 or 6 times. Landed
Wow.
on my
Damn.
side, the passenger side, caught on fire. I mean, it was a mess.
You had the
And
seatbelt on,
I
right?
never knew I had the high blood pressure. And right now, to this day, I'm on 7 blood pressure pills and a water pill, and one of my blood pressure pills has a diuretic in it.
Yeah.
So I understand, man, that it kind of scares me at times because I try to
Yeah.
keep my blood pressure down, but
Yeah. Because
like
that had a
Alex,
lot to do with
you
it.
never know.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
You
know,
never
a
That's
know.
true.
stroke or a heart attack could come out of anywhere.
Right. That's
Yeah.
very true.
At least you were lucky to have your wife and them at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah,
sucked if you were at work or by yourself or something.
that's what I said. Or it would
So
have
what
sucked
Yeah,
happened
even more.
when you rolled
Like
over and then it caught on fire, the vehicle?
yeah. It was. We finally stopped and we landed on the passenger side, and she had leather seats, so we had to try to crawl to the back. And they tried pulling us through the back windows, and they got her out. And then as they were getting me out, the firefighter a worker that was off duty was coming up from the 60,
Right.
and he yelled out, "It's on fire! Hurry up!" So they finally got me out, and he had an extinguisher, was able to put it out. Well, we were just waiting on the EMT and the fire trucks, and by the time they got there, they were going to take me to Ironwood, but they didn't have a trauma center there, so they had to take me to Osborne.
Yeah.
And I was there, and we hadn't had our insurance to start yet, so I didn't have any. And as soon as they found that out, they kicked me out of the fucking hospital. I had glass in my eyes, my face, my hair.
Jeez,
And at
that's
that
fucked
time,
up.
Margo, my hair was damn near down to my ass. So I had
Yeah.
glass
Shit.
everywhere. They
Jesus.
didn't do
Wow,
shit
see,
for me.
that's wrong. That's where the government should pick up the bill or whatever. I mean, because your life is in danger. I mean,
You
you
know,
know,
well, you know yourself, man. It's not like it was in the '80s,
no,
where if you had an issue, you just went right to the hospital.
right,
There was no quarrels. There was no nothing.
right,
Now
yeah.
it's a pain in the ass.
But for somebody's life's in danger, I mean, they should take anybody, just make them,
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
them, get them.
It
Yeah, because
shouldn't
it's a
matter.
fucking emergency. Yeah, yeah,
That
because
is an
it's a
emergency.
damn
No matter
Life's
emergency.
if they
on the
have
Yeah.
insurance
line.
or not.
Right.
You know,
Worry about the
they say this is
finances later.
America. You know,
Yeah, worry
this
about
is
the payments
America where we
later
got to
and
take
just
care of
save
our
and just
people.
save
You
your
know,
guys' life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
don't fucking
Right.
ask what fucking
yeah,
hospital you want to go to. You have insurance. Like, we'll fucking figure all that shit out when you fucking admit me and fucking help
yeah,
me.
Yeah.
I worry about
and,
being in debt later.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Shit.
Wow.
No, yeah, that is.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, Mario, I just got a call. I think I got to go visit. They're gonna pick me up to go see my sister. She's in the hospital. She's doing really bad, so I'm gonna
So
have to
what's wrong
leave
with her,
her.
Dad?
She has dementia and she's getting real skinny and she's not eating properly. And
Poor thing.
you know, my sister went to go visit her yesterday for 3 hours, and all she kept saying, "I love you, I love." She don't make no conversation or nothing. So, but
Wow.
I think she's about ready to go. I think,
Uh, Poor thing.
but she's in Ukaipa, so I think my mom come and pick me up. Your mom,
Oh, okay.
take me. So, all
Oh,
right,
okay.
I have
All
to
right,
leave.
Pop. Yeah. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll
Yeah.
get. Hey,
Yeah,
glad to
go.
meet you, Alex. Or uh,
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad I
No,
got a little
absolutely.
information about the stroke or whatever because getting my age, you never know. So I got to
Hmm.
take all the precautions that I can to stay
Oh
alive. So
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
Yeah.
what
You
you
That's
guys
got
take
started with.
care. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You
This.
will.
Yeah. I mean, this is really good, Dad. So hey, so when you're done with when you're done doing this, Dad, just go ahead and go to the X button
Yeah.
and just go and close it out, and that's it.
All right. See you guys later.
That's
Have
it.
a good night.
All
All
right.
right.
Take care.
Later, Pop. All right.
Take care. Yeah.
All right. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
There you go. He got he got a new laptop and look at him. He's ready to go. But yeah, dude, yeah, Warren, yeah, you're yeah, saying, talking about, what Alice gone through and you guys gone through, man, you guys, it's you know, it's a let you know you guys are alive and thank God nothing
Yeah.
worse happened.
That's why
Um
I asked him about that because about a month after the accident, out of nowhere for a whole month, I had half paralysis on my right side, and it was just like my right side just shrunk. It just just slouched down, and the
right.
lip, the eyes, everything was just droopy, and it's a scary thing, man. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I thought I was having a stroke in that, but it wasn't. It was just the paralysis on the right side.
man.
But yeah,
Uh
it's nothing to play with, man.
no, no.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
no, straight up. Alex,
Hmm.
I see that you figured out how to fix the background.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, it looks it looks really good. It looks like you're actually behind a brick wall.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
Yeah,
can make it
Warren.
into a room.
Oh, fancy! Look at that, fancy. That's a nice house, bro. That I mean, dude, I gotta go visit right now. I like the nice fire. Oh, like shit. Oh, Warren has it too.
We're
Yeah,
in
you
the
guys have
same
the same
house.
house, ain't that a bit?
Yes.
Wait a minute, are you in another room, Warren?
Yeah, right.
You're in the other guest house that look exactly the same, right?
Here we go.
Oh, there you go. All right, back into the ring.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, guys, you know what? This is why I love the show. Like this is why it's called Marvel Open Talk because it goes anywhere and anywhere. Um, but like with your ask, we might just, go, we might make a U-turn in this podcast. Um, um, so Alex, um, uh, Warren here has experience, with paranormal,
Okay.
and do you believe in ghosts or in apparitions or um, ghosts? Have you experienced anything?
I have.
Can you have?
Hmm. I
What
have
have you
when I was
experienced?
younger, and I have when I was older, like recently. Like,
Oh, recently?
no, not recently, like
Oh,
after the stroke, like recently, like 2022, 2021,
oh,
I think.
wow. Tell us the story. This is gonna
Um,
get good.
well, when I was younger, I used to see like, I would say like shadows with red eyes
Mm,
when I was like 5 or 4 years old. Like,
uh-huh.
I'm 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 originally I was born in Arizona, and
Hmm.
then as soon as I was born and I got like my social security and everything, like I
Hmm.
was taken to Mexico with my family because they moved back there. And while I was growing up, I was Mexican. Like, that's what I knew, that's everything that I knew. And like, growing up in Mexico is much more different than growing up here. Like in Mexico, like, um, it's a different like way of thinking. Like I used to get up, go get ready for school,
Hmm.
and go walk with my mom to school,
Right.
and then immediately after, I was just expected to like go home, but I would
Right.
walk home, and the walk home was like 2 miles,
Oh, wow.
and it was like all ranch fields, and there was the occasional um, I had to walk across like two sets of train tracks before I could get home. So like that was that was like really dangerous for
Right.
like a 4 to 5 year old.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Wow,
can
you
you
walk, dude?
imagine a 4 to 5 year old? Yeah, I
Dang,
walked everywhere.
you were a little savage, bro.
Yeah, I got into a lot
Man,
of trouble, and I was just like um, kind of like a little, I wouldn't say demon, but like I would be like a
a gremlin?
mischievous like little gremlin.
A
Yeah,
gremlin?
I was just like a mischievous
You're a
little
gremlin.
gremlin, like that. Like my mom would be like, um, yeah. When I would get when I would get home, I would sometimes see shadows um, during the day,
Oh
but
shit.
they didn't look like people. They
Right.
didn't.
Oh
They
wow.
absolutely looked covered up, and um, I remember like there was this one day, like I would remember, like, this is giving me goosebumps, but like
Shit, you giving me goosebumps right now. Shit.
I would
You're getting me
remember,
excited.
Yeah.
yeah, I would remember that when I got home, it would be about like 6, 7 in at night. I wouldn't actually get home until it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, but because I would walk technically home, and then I would walk over to where my mom was like working.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So like I would be there, she'd like see me there, and she'd be okay. She'd be like, okay, at least he's listening to what I'm saying to him, so like she can focus more on where she was working at the time.
Right.
It was a torteria, and it was opened up by my by my mom and my my aunt. So it was
Oh,
actually
okay.
like an actual business that my family ran. Um, then what happened is that I told my mom that I wanted to um, go back home. So then she told me, okay. I just walked my way back home. It was about a 2.5 mile walk. So
Yeah.
then when I got to the corner of where I live, I saw like multiple shadows. It was like a clear night sky. It was all lit up because of the moon,
Right.
and I saw like multiple shadows jumping across like across the buildings. And then
Oh, shit.
in front of me, um,
And you were still five
on
years
the
old at the
road.
time, or were you a little
Yeah, I
older?
was just 5 years. I was about five, 5.5. I was about 5.5, and I was just walking in down the street, like going to my house, and then on the sidewalk in front of me, I saw a covered up face.
Oh shit.
I saw somebody that was like in full black. They looked like they were nuns, but they weren't nuns because I
Right.
know nuns, and they didn't
Right.
they didn't they didn't seem like what
Right.
it was like right in front of me. So then I slowly started to like walk the towards the towards them, and
Hmm.
they slowly started walking, and I noticed that every time I took a step, they took a step, and every
Oh
time
wow.
I back up, they
They back
started
up.
to back up. So they were
Hmm.
like
Mimicking.
mimicking me. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is weird. So like it got to the point where as we were walking past each other,
Hmm.
I I swear to you, like I kind of like looked up a little,
Uh
and
huh.
then I could I could almost see like it wasn't a skeleton, but it wasn't like a fully fleshed out person,
Right.
like
Right.
behind the shadow. So and like the eyes weren't like any normal eyes. They just
Yeah.
looked
Right.
kind of weird, kind of like demonic. But I want to say demonic, but I don't want to say demonic because at
Yeah.
the
Right.
time while I was growing up, my mom didn't really warn me or tell me stories about demons, angels, anything. She just told me about like the basics of what is religion. Like
Right.
there's heaven and then there's hell.
Right.
Do good things and then you'll go to heaven. Do bad
Right.
things and then you'll go to hell. That's the only thing that I knew back then. So then for me to see these types of people was like really weird for me because like for the most part I was a good person, like
Right.
at least I was a good kid. So
Right.
then I I like I the biggest amount of trouble that I've ever gotten into was like cracking a window. Like that's the most dangerous thing that I've ever done. And maybe exploding like a little firecracker
Oh,
like
okay.
inside of a soda bottle made of
Oh yeah.
glass. So
I
like
remember doing that.
yeah, it, it, it wasn't that bad. So I wasn't that bad. So like I was struggling to like see past them whenever I would look at them, and then they stopped as soon as I saw their faces. They stopped, they looked at me dead in the eyes. They like for some reason they stopped me, and then like I don't know why, but I was drawn like towards like where the moon was. Like I didn't have full control over my body at that time.
Right.
So like I just
Crazy.
kept staring at them, they kept staring at me, and then I slowly started to look to my left, and then I saw something that looked like a picture that I saw on a Bible, like here, like in the United States. But I
Right.
didn't
Right.
see it until later in the
Oh
future,
wow.
like until currently like 7 or 8 years old. So
Jesus.
I didn't know about this, but I looked over to the right, to the left, and then of like on top of these houses,
Hmm.
um, I saw what was like almost like a demon, but not like the the same exact picture that I saw at
Yeah.
7 years old, but like it had wings, it had claws, and it had like a face that was human, but it constantly changed its face.
Right.
Like
Like
it
a
was
Damn,
shit.
morphing,
that's crazy.
and it had horns and it had eyes, but they were bright, bright red. Like you couldn't see anything but the eyes
Right.
and the other features. And it had three tails. So like that's why I was like I started to panic and freak out. I started to like for the most part look for anybody that was around in the streets, but there was
Yeah.
nobody around. And
Right.
I started to reach over and grab the nuns. Well, I say nuns, but like the
Right.
shades that were right there. I started seeing the being slowly get up, like slowly stand up, and then spread its wings, and then
Oh shit.
um, slowly start approaching me, myself, and then I held on to something, someone, but it was one of the people,
Hmm.
and as soon as I held on to them, that was when the spirit, uh, well, I say spirit, but
Right.
like the demon,
Right.
um,
A demon.
slowly backed up, uh, slowly backed up. Well, I mean demon because it was depicted as a demon on the textbook
Right.
that I
Oh,
saw
okay. Okay.
in the future, but I at the time
At
I
the
just
time, you're
saw the
unaware.
creature. I just
Yeah.
saw a
Right.
creature staring at me, getting ready to attack or something, and
Right.
then I went after like a hand. I grabbed the hand, and then I I turned over, and there was nobody there, but I could still feel the hand. Like
Yeah.
I could still feel like what was like right there, like a person,
Like,
but
was it like
the
cold
shades
or
weren't even there.
like was it cold when you were knowing that you
No,
still
it
can feel it or?
it was still warm.
Oh
It was
wow,
just warm. And
that's
then
crazy.
all of a sudden, like when I reached out and held on to them, to the spirits that were not there, but there, like I held on to their hand, and then as soon as I did that, the spirit slowly started to evaporate. So like
Hmm.
it
Shit.
slowly started to go away, like almost like a mirage or like a mist. But I was
Yeah.
still holding on to something that was
Something.
right next to me, but it wasn't right next to me.
Damn,
So
Right.
that's
like
crazy.
I was like I was terrified,
Getting me chills right
petrified,
now.
and then as soon
Ain't
as
sleeping tonight.
as soon as the thing went away, I heard a loud, loud shrieking scream, like from
Oh shit.
something. Like I can't even describe what it sounded like because it was like so loud that it like hurt my ears, but I was still holding on to the thing. I was
Yeah.
not letting go. And then um as soon as 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 soon as that happened, I slowly started to let go of the thing that I was holding on to that wasn't there. Slowly started to let go, and then um I I could almost see, like, on the side of the building, like when I was holding on to, like, like I would say like a hand almost,
Mm-hmm.
like I could almost make out a person, but not a person.
Okay.
And then I saw like bird wings, and then I I like figured out, like, at 7 years old, like those bird wings were like angels, bird wings,
Okay, okay.
but like but like they weren't white. They were like black. They were
Mm.
Shit.
black with a little bit of gray on them. So then I was like, what was I holding on to?
Right.
And what did I
Yeah.
see over there? So then as soon as that happened and I held on to the thing, I let go. The the thing that was on my right side slowly started to go up.
Oh,
Um
shit.
started it's kind of like flying but floating. It started
Yeah.
floating up, and then I saw bright fucking light, and then it would and then just disappeared. So then I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay.
Hmm.
I wasn't scared of that
Right.
Right.
thing. I was more scared of that other thing. And
Okay.
then immediately after that happened, like right as soon as that bright light shined in my face, like somebody came out and was calling my name. It was my
Mm.
aunt.
Oh,
My
shit.
aunt was already there, and I didn't even know that time passed like quickly, because like it was just something that it just wasn't going through my head. So like I was literally just standing there frozen, like for about an hour and a half. So
Right.
like for an hour I was experiencing everything, and then I saw my aunt call me, and then I started running, because like I didn't know if it was still there, or I just didn't know anything
Right.
Right.
at the time, because I
Right.
was a little kid.
Right.
And then as I grew up, and then I saw the images, like, of demons, of angels,
Yeah.
of like um shades, I guess you could say. Like, they're
Mm.
not shadows, but they're shades because you can slightly see their faces.
Right.
So
Transparent.
like they're transparent
Oh,
Yeah.
beings
okay.
that are like, they're not inherently bad, but they're not inherently good. So like I slowly started to pick up the pieces as I was growing up. And
Right.
then um it was like, it was a little bit um uh jump forward in time to like 2021.
Okay.
I was in the middle of, what was it? I was in the middle of the living room. There was nobody home. Everybody was either at work or somewhere else. Like, and I heard, like, on, like, right behind me, I heard somebody say something in Spanish, but I heard it in my aunt's voice.
Mm.
Oh,
That aunt
shit.
that was there at the time, she just recently passed away,
Now
like
this
a couple years ago.
2021.
Yes,
2021, was that here or back in Mexico?
here.
Okay.
Oh, it's here. Oh, okay. Wow.
Hmm. She came over here. She got sick, and she unfortunately passed away. I want to say
Okay.
2019.
Oh, okay.
2019 is when she passed away,
Wow.
and I heard her clearly say,
Hmm.
um, but in Spanish, go and check out what was underneath, what was above the house. And
Oh,
then I
Oh
was like,
wow.
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. No
I
shit.
heard her
yeah.
voice say that. So I
Mm.
was like, well, that's weird. So then I immediately walked outside, and then um, it was another night, just like the first time that I saw it.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
I saw a demon on top of the house trying to like escape, like trying to like, I don't know, like it was like escaping but trying to get in,
Hmm.
but it wasn't having any luck. And as soon as it saw me, it 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 like it saw me, and then it
And
had two
vanish.
tails this time.
Oh
It
shit.
had two tails, and it looked at me, and then the movie Jeepers Creepers?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
It had the same kind of face
Oh
Mm.
like
shit.
Jeepers Creepers,
Yeah.
and then as soon as it saw me, it just smiled,
Oh
and then it
Yeah.
shit.
just like disappeared. So
That's some
then I was
freaky
like,
shit.
"What
Let me ask you
the
this,
fuck
Alex.
was that?"
Myself, I'm not a religious person at all, so I'm kind of fucked when it comes to paranormal because I could get jumped and all that. But yourself, are you like born again? Are you saved? Are you Catholic or non nothing?
Um,
You
well,
Jewish, Egyptian?
I'm Catholic, but I believe in a lot of the things that they say in the past, and I believe in the things that they say present, and I believe in a lot of things. I believe that currently there was like there is no explanation to anything.
Right.
Like
Right.
I believe, um, like I'm kind of on the fence, but I believe in what I believe in. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I believe in Jesus. I believe in like God. I believe in like Mary, Joseph, all the saints. I believe in that
Right.
stuff, but I also believe in what others believed in at the time
Do you
in the
practice or
past.
follow it?
Um, what do you mean? Like practice? Do I go out of my way to go to a church to give them
Well, I
money
mean, yeah.
for them to have
Are you full
the
fledged?
money?
Well, the reason I ask is because you know, with your beliefs, if you truly believe, then you will be, you'll be protected. Where myself, I'm not. That's why I'm asking like that. Like, you
Oh,
know, yeah,
yes, I believe in the stuff that I believe in, but I also believe in the stuff that other people believe in because
yeah,
Okay.
there's stuff that can't be explained away.
Right.
Just like take for example like Zeus
Right.
and like Aphrodites and stuff. They
right,
believed
Right.
in that, and for the most part, like I don't see anything like disproving that. So then I want to believe like there's something greater out there that
right,
is that is omnipotent and omniscient enough to take on different forms
right.
Right.
to create these different kinds of religions, just like Buddha, just like in the pyramids, just like the Aztecs, just like every single other god, just like the Native Americans. Like there is something greater,
Right.
and there is no right and wrong answer towards a
Right.
religion,
Exactly. Yeah. True.
because as long as you believe in what you believe in, then you're okay. Because because for the most part, like almost every single religion that I hear about has like almost the same exact structure and rules that everybody has to follow. Like,
To a point, because you got to
Right.
remember, there's people that believe that their God or Allah has told them to go and wipe out a whole country, and
Yeah, but
fucking kill people.
that's
Yeah.
You know,
physical. That's the interpretation that they chose to believe in. That's
right?
the
Right.
But
interpretation.
that's their religion. That's what they believe. Where or I or anybody might feel, well, that's not the fucking thing to do. But
Yes,
in their eyes, that's what they believe.
Right.
yes,
So yeah,
yeah.
it's
That's true.
hard.
But
Yeah.
most of the like religions practice do not
Right,
steal from thy neighbor, do not
right,
Right.
kill
right.
somebody, don't like covet thy wife, and
Right.
don't sleep around. If you
Right.
For
treat
the most part, everything, yeah,
everything is almost the same
structured, yeah.
when you go from one religion to another religion to another religion
Exactly.
to another religion, like almost everything except for like the new ones, like they they highly like like they choose to believe something different other than what they believed in, or else
Yeah.
how would like Christianity spawn in?
Right.
Like Christianity and Catholic Catholicism is one to one exactly the same. But
Right.
then there's like born again Christians, and then
Yeah.
there's like the other religion like Mormons. They just add a couple extra rules to the religion and say it's another religion. It's the same thing, just in an interpretation of what they desire at the time. Like
Right.
what they say. Like, am I really realistically going to going to wear pajamas or like wear something comfortable when I die? Or am I really just like gonna die?
Right.
Just die, go into my corporeal form, and then go meet God, or go meet Jesus, or go meet whoever it was protecting me at the time, and like, am I gonna be in those clothes, or am I gonna be in like a shroud, or like, am I gonna be like without any shoes, or like, it doesn't like, to me, like, those are like the little things that I pay attention to in different religions, because
Right.
in different religions it's like that's just small things. Like
Yeah.
you just got to look at what they truly believe in. Like, don't kill people. That's the first commandment.
Yeah. That's
unless
true. Yeah.
unless like unless we get um bombarded and we're attacked first, then what do? You have to protect yourself.
Right.
So then
Right.
what do you have to do? Like, you have
You have
to
to
kill
kill.
in order to
Yeah.
not die.
Right.
So then religion is like such a hard thing to ask
It
of somebody,
is. It
because
is.
it's like you you have to like agree with some things but disagree with some things with
Right.
every single religion. Like,
Right.
oh, you could be a-okay with everything, but then like, why? Like, for me, like, I agree 100% with my religion, but I don't see the value or the amount of like pressure that they put on you to go to church. Why do
Yeah.
I have to go to church if mentally I am practicing what is being said in the Bible? You can only hear the potential Bible like only like a couple of times before you're like, okay, it's the same story every single time. So why am I going to the church to remind me of the same thing that I've already learned?
Exactly. and then you can read
over
the
and over
same
and over.
thing, and you can read the same
And
thing
then
what they're reading.
and then like I get that churches have to be like technically like technically run, but I don't get why it is that you have to like it's almost like it's kind of like a social thing that like oh if somebody gives like something to the church like $20 bill like it's kind of like a social thing where like, you're like oh can you give some like why aren't you giving any to the
Right.
church why are you
Yeah.
doing like that's why I don't go to churches for the most part because like I used to go to this really nice church over in Beaumont and it was really nice. It didn't need any upgrades, anything like that. But then
Right.
I saw them spending a lot of the money that was being donated on stupid shit
Right.
like a new sound system, which
Yeah.
is fine if
Yeah.
nobody can hear you in
Right.
the back, but everybody could hear them just fine
Right.
with the old system. But then the new system came in, and then there was like there was almost like no way to justify the spending of like that thing
Right.
like that amount of money on that sound system. The same thing
Dude.
with like a projector, the same thing with
Right.
like the instruments. Like
Right.
I get
Like
that there's
everything,
a
it's
certain
like
amount
everything
of
needs a
spending.
like it need an upgrade all
Yes,
the time.
everything needs an upgrade all the time now, but why can't we have the same thing that was good until it like shuts down and crashes and then
Exactly.
like and then that's when the upgrade happens. Like
Right. Dude, I wish
like
my
they
dad could have been here for this conversation because man, he would ask us amazing and so many questions. We have to continue this
yeah,
again too because with my dad because my dad can get all in have he likes to hear different people's uh opinions, and so he likes to reflect off the opinions, and yeah, he would love that. Because Warren, because like just like you said, like you don't believe in anything, right?
I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
believe in the Bible. None of that. No.
Okay, you believe. Okay. Okay. So so you believe in the genie, right, from Aladdin?
Yep. No.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
No. I just believe that there is a of a spiritual being. Obviously,
Right.
because I've seen enough evil that there's it's a yin and yang. There's good and bad. It's obvious. So,
Right.
yeah.
but I don't believe it's a God or a Jesus. I you know,
Right.
just believe
You,
it is like something obviously larger and bigger than we are. So,
right.
but
Be- yeah. Um.
And
Yeah.
it's
Because
interesting you
I.
say like you don't really believe in the Bible because I really don't believe in the Bible because they needed to reiterate the thing like so many times that
Right.
it's just not the original Bible because
Right.
yeah,
if it was the original Bible like oh women can't like read like that wasn't the original Bible like
oh yeah,
the
Right.
yeah,
original like women can't read because if they can read then they're reading blasphemy like that doesn't make sense to me because like as humans
Right.
you would you would understand that no I don't think reading is really like implementing them into witches or like um,
right,
I don't have to stone my wife just
yeah,
because she looked at someone
right.
Right.
incorrectly.
Rip her eyes out. Yeah,
Yeah.
It didn't make sense at the time, and it doesn't make sense now.
no,
So
Right.
yeah,
I really don't believe in the Bible but I do believe in the stories and what they were trying to tell. Like the message that was trying to be conveyed.
Yeah.
Like
All right. Yeah, I could go
yeah,
with that. I mean,
like
yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
can understand the
understand their
messages
morals
that they
behind
were.
it, but not. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because like I
No.
was brought up Greek Orthodox and then Methodist, and then I went to a Christian school for 2 years, and then it shut down. But in the Christian school, we studied every religion possible: Jehovah to the Mormons to Christianity to Hinduism, Catholic, um, Buddhist, you name it. We studied it, but
Wow. That's very interesting. I mean, you pretty
yeah.
much studied all the almost a good couple religions, dude.
Well, yeah, because it was being a Christian school, they wanted us to
Know
know
other
and understand
religions.
other beliefs. Whether
Hmm.
I mean, of course, they didn't believe it because they were, of a Christian school,
Yeah.
um, but they wanted us to understand about the different religions and how they came about, how they were originated, the founders, all that stuff. So I mean, it was
Right.
interesting, but um, it just yeah. I spent
Right.
more time in the principal's office.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Well, I liked the
uh,
receptionist. I always thought she was cute.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, like for me, to be honest, uh, like I was raised Catholic through all my through my small, through 8 through, let's say, 15, 16. And then I was raised all Catholic there. I went to Catholic school for a little while. I didn't do my communion. I didn't. I don't. I didn't do none of that. Um, and so during that time, then I started. That I went to Christian, and I went to a Pentecostal church, um, and then just went from there. And it was coming from a Catholic going to Christian. At the time,
It's a big,
seeing people, huh?
it's a big change.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, me just
Yeah,
going in there with my dad. With my dad and my uncle and my aunt. Um, we actually, I mean, they brought me in there for the first time, and I will never forget it because it was just like, to me, it was just like when you go to a Pentecostal epilastic. I can't say that right. I mean, I'll just say a Pentecostal church. Um, and just seeing people jumping, shouting, running.
dude, that's called
Um,
Southern Baptist.
I mean, I mean, dude, like
I've been to a few of those, man. I looked around like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I mean, people were running around. I'm like, is there a
Yeah,
damn fire?
jumping
Like, is
up
there
and
a
down,
fire or some
running.
shit?
Yeah,
And people were crying. People were on their knees crying, and people were just running. So I'm like, I was confused. Like, well, they okay. I see people run. I see people crying. Like, are we supposed to run, or bro?
yeah.
I mean, is
Run out the
supposed to run
door.
out the yeah? Am I supposed to? So it's like, um, it was a an interesting experience going from Christianity to
Oh
Pentecostal.
hell yeah!
And so, um, but don't get me wrong, like it was very interesting. And
Yeah, it's
once I
an eye
got to,
opener.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's it's not like Catholic where you get up, sit down, get up, sit down.
I mean,
You
you were
know,
about to sign up, but at least you learned something
no,
different.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, I didn't know, when I first went in there, and I'm like, well, they're not doing what normally Catholics would do.
Right?
You come in, sit down, and you put down the, you put down the, the little kneeler, I can't even say, like, little drawer thingy for your
Yeah, like a
knees to,
little knee post. Yeah.
yeah, and pray, and off and on, and then, they sing off, they sing one or two, and then you get up again, sit down again, get up again, and then and then you take the bread, and then you do that, sit down, and then they leave, like a little choir, like leave like a little choir out the door.
Right.
And then going to a Pentecostal, going in there, pastors are getting into it, and you get into it in the time, and me just learning, and I'm like, in the beginning, like, man, this pastor is getting into the preaching. He's making me feel the spirit. And I was like, and at the time, my dad, I was like, Dad, like, you know like, Dad, why are people crying, or why are people running
Right.
around? And he was just saying, it's like, well, man, well, people were just thanking God, and people were just repenting, um just for them, for to forgive them. And then people run around because they're happy and they're celebrating. When people are, when the choir is, like when the choir is singing, and when people just feel the spirit, they start running around like the altars, or I mean, like running around the altar chairs. And so, yeah, it was I mean, in the years I was there, I mean, I was in the choir with them. It was amazing. We went to Six Flags a lot, to sing over there at Six Flags. Every time we went to go help volunteer at Six Flags at the time, this was like years ago, um, and like in the, I would say maybe the 2000s, maybe,
Oh, okay.
early 2000s. And before, they don't have tickets anymore, but every time we went to go volunteer, to go help cook the, help volunteer, working at Six Flags, how, with the making the food, and chicken or whatever, frying it or
Right.
whatever, or just handing out to the people who bought it. Like, every time we went to go help people, they gave us tickets all the time, for the park.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you volunteer, and they give you free tickets to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. So,
Mm.
um, it was cool. So, I mean, just different religions. With the money thing, and you know, Alex, I do understand that it's interesting, where once we get older, or just um, just thinking, well, God's gonna love me either way. I don't have to really come to church
Yeah.
to praise Him, or God knows what I'm doing. He's watching us. It's like, well,
Hmm.
we could talk to Him anytime we want. It doesn't have to be church, or church Sunday, or
It
Easter Sunday.
the entire
Uh,
idea of church is to, like, congregate amongst
Right,
other people
right,
that believe in the same thing that you believe in. But
right.
nowadays, it's
Your brothers and
it's just
sisters.
well,
it's
commercialized.
just like all commercialized. So, like,
Yeah,
you can just do that in your head.
yeah,
Like, you can just congregate amongst everybody in your head.
Right.
So, like,
right.
that
I will say
I
though.
get that that's spiritualism or anything. No, I'm
Yeah,
just like speaking, like, you can
yeah,
just internally do that and you're
yeah.
fine. You're like,
Is that is yeah
that's
it
completely fine.
yeah, exactly. Like, so, like, just, and everybody, I know this episode we went to a whole U-turn, but this got interesting. Um, uh, just let you know, everybody. I thank you, everybody, for watching. I know a couple people have been off and on the show. But yeah, this show can go anywhere, as you're watching or listening to the show. This show got very interesting. Whatever we don't talk about, what we supposed to talk about, we'll talk about in the next podcast, or we're just continuing with this with my dad, because I think my dad will love this interesting talk, what we're talking about right now, about religion and beliefs, and what we believe, what we don't believe. Um, you know,
But I will
go ahead.
say that one of the best churches I ever went to was when I was younger. A lot of my friends were black and Puerto Rican, so I used to go to a lot of black churches, and I mean that was just insane.
Right.
Talk about the singing and you know it was like more interesting and exciting than going to a regular like Christian or Catholic church.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't about to get me to go to church, but
Yeah.
it was cool and interesting.
Right.
Plus being in the music and all, it kind of like kind of got you going and shit. But
Yeah, that's true. It does.
you know,
It's just the experience what I've gone through in the years. Like it was a great experience. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't change
Yeah,
anything
yeah, exactly. No, I wouldn't take it back. I met a
because it
lot of
was all
great.
a good learning experience.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You
I was
know,
in the I was in a choir. I traveled a lot to different churches, sang.
right,
I helped volunteer at Six Flags. So it was like to me in all the years, like it's a blessing. I wouldn't take it back for nothing. I had a great time.
right, yeah.
I knew, knowing great people. Um, yeah, of course, nobody's perfect. You met fake people
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm not going to talk bad about them, but it's just the experience that comes with it. I wouldn't change anything of what I've learned, period, from Catholic or to Pentecostal.
oh
Um,
no.
I loved it. I love every single moment of it. So I mean, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I mean, it was a great learning experience,
Oh yeah,
and it was awesome. I had a great time knowing everybody. The pastors and their kids and their wives, amazing. So I mean, I met
right.
a lot of great people. And I'll never forget them. So I mean,
Well,
just yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, go
But no,
ahead.
I was just say, it's like, even with the way I feel and that, when I was living down in Memphis in '04 through '06 there, I, if you want to call it, I was bored or whatever, but
Right.
I went and studied Scientology.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
didn't want to become a Scientologist, but I
Right.
wanted to understand it.
Right.
So, I did research. I read a lot of books about it, but, I mean, it wasn't where I wanted or what, I had in mind on doing. I was
Right.
just bored and wanted to know about it. It was something different,
Right.
so,
Exactly. The
but
experience
yeah,
of you
yeah,
wanted to be, just you learning something,
just
or
wanted
you or
knowledge.
exactly, yeah, something
Yeah.
interesting that you liked. Yeah. Speaking of where we're all talking about religion and our beliefs. There was a coworker at work that I was talking about the podcast about,
Mm,
and he was like, oh, so he was like, oh, he was like, oh, Mario, so you do a podcast? I'm like, yeah, dude. He was like, well, what's it about? I go, we talk about gaming, we talk about wrestling, we talk about pretty much anything,
anything. Yeah.
anything. And he was like, what was, like, what's your title? I was like, well, it's Mario's Open Talk Podcast Experience, and that's why I like that. That's why I call it Open Talk, because this thing could go anywhere and everywhere to the show. Like we
Right.
can talk about what we first talked about as Star Wars, and it straight got out, and it straight got, a straight U turn to, straight got turned to awesome ghost story, to paranormal stories, to our beliefs or and our opinions about God, and just it just got a whole U-turn of
Yeah.
our beliefs and our opinions. So, and I was explaining to him all stuff like that. I'll explain to him it goes everywhere. So it's
Yeah.
everybody can enjoy it, regardless of what we talk about, or we jump into different categories. Which we do during the show, which we're doing in the
Right.
show now. So he was like, oh, he was like, so if people have their opinion, they don't argue. I'm like, no, I'm like, dude, I go, look, I go, for me, I don't like to argue what people believe, or what
Yeah.
they
No.
or what they I go,
Just
dude,
expression.
exactly. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I go do my podcast, and my friends, and my cousins that come on the podcast, and and the rest of my friends that are co-hosts that that are on with the show with me every other time we do it. I go, we love to express our opinions, and yes, we might not disagree on some things, but we don't argue about it. We have a good
Yeah.
time with it. We have a good time on the show.
Yeah.
So, we don't take this shit seriously. Like, we like to bullshit on the show, and regardless of what we talk about, we don't
Right.
dispute or don't hate on each other's opinion, because that
No,
just
no.
it's just our opinions. We're not gonna get mad at
I,
each other or hate
I
each
did
other
want
for
to.
it.
I did want to ask you, Alex.
Yeah.
Um, I know you said you were like between 5 or 7 back when you were having that incident happening. But had you ever, as you got older, did you ever like try
Good
to do
question.
and find out the history of that area to like whatever, were there like any, murders or were there wars or anything like that? Do you know of, or
Oh, good
just,
question.
or you just didn't really kind of look into it?
Yeah, good question.
I did look into it, and for the most part, what I found was that this is in Colima, Mexico. So this is like closer to the, I want to say, the Atlantic.
Okay.
Okay. Um, this is closer to the Atlantic, or like
Okay.
closer to the California coast, but farther away from Baja. So like it's like that coast. So it didn't see any wars. What it did see was a lot of farming, but like it was like a farmland
Is that on the
before.
side more like towards Cabo and all that?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
more like
East of it?
more on the side of like, how they say like, oh, if you're anywhere, you should you should go on vacation if you want to see like really beautiful beaches. Go
Right.
towards California, Long Beach, or anything. It's like that. It was like a um like a tropical resort almost, but not a. It wasn't industrialized or anything. Like it
Yeah.
was like
Okay.
a little hidden nook, kind of. So
Yeah, like
like
a little gem,
like a
like
gem, like a hidden gem.
yeah,
Because nowadays you don't hear like you hear whispers here and there about like Colima, Mexico, but you don't actually hear it. It's not like really famous for
right. It's
anything.
not like Rocky Point or
Yes,
yeah.
yes, just
Okay.
like that. It's just like that. It's just like a hidden nook, and it's like an hour away from the beaches. So
Oh,
like
okay.
you
Oh,
you
nice.
so you're you're protected by from any tsunamis
Yeah, definitely.
because of the
Okay.
mountains that are like in between you and the ocean.
Oh, wow.
You have
Okay.
to cross mountains in order to get to those oceans, to those
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
beaches. So
That's
that's
crazy.
why it's an hour drive from
Right.
from there. For
Wow.
the most part, like I did investigate, and I didn't see anything like
Out of
really.
the ordinary.
I didn't hear, read, or see anything out of the ordinary other than like
Interesting though.
there was like a church that
Hmm.
burned down all of a sudden because
Was there people
somebody.
in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
there was
Okay.
Oh,
there was
wow.
people in it that burned down, and
It could be lost souls.
it was like an old. I'm talking old. Like the Aztecs kind of old.
Oh
Like
shit. Okay.
the
Wow.
Aztecs like created this type of building around
Okay.
there because it's more. The state Colima is more like a tropical area, so like
Okay.
you see remnants of like old shit, like
Gotcha.
really old shit.
Right.
But it's nowhere near any of those like old fashioned pyramids or anything.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's got a lot of
History.
history to it.
Yeah.
So do you know what
So
year, like the year that the church did burn down?
uh, I think
I mean,
17 something,
so in
Wow.
the seven,
like
wow, in the
1700s.
17s, pretty much 700s, yeah.
And it only said like because this at the time we didn't keep like notes, like
Right,
we're just verbal, like
right,
Right.
we didn't keep like
No historical notes.
historical notes or
Yeah.
anything, but we just kept like what had happened those days at the
Right.
time,
Kind of
like
word of mouth.
the word of mouth,
right.
like
Yeah.
mostly. And then I found this out when I turned 7 because my grandma was technically still alive,
Okay.
but I found out that um, when she got to Colima, um, it was like barren, like a wasteland. But
Oh. Okay.
all of a sudden, everything like started to flourish
Oh wow.
without anybody's like help.
Damn.
Everybody that was living there was trying to like grow crops because it was so
Okay.
close to the volcano that's like nearby. So like it was like really weird for them to have like growing crops or
Yeah.
any
Right.
vegetation on that plot of land. And when she got there, um, she said that the word of mouth was that like that church, it's still there.
Oh
Oh
It's
wow.
wow.
it's like a really fucking huge building, but within that church, underneath it is the catacombs. But
Oh
those
wow.
Ooh.
catacombs are lined with stone taken
Oh.
from like old times, like ancient times, like
Yeah.
Aztecs and Mayans times.
Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't
Wow,
you wouldn't believe it, but like
that's
as soon
That's
history
as
right
they
putting a
burned
there.
lot of
down,
energy.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
and at the time, um, when I was investigating this, like I kept reading on the church when it burned down. At the time,
Mm-hmm.
just a single person walked in. Just one single person walked in, and for some reason, everything caught on fire.
Whoa.
Oh, what crazy.
Just one person walked in all of a sudden, and then the whole church caught on fire.
Damn.
Holy shit.
So so they didn't chalk it up to like arson because
No.
it because at the time the only thing that they had was like gunpowder, but like it wasn't being used for gunpowder.
Right.
Like it was just being used for sparks or for lighting a fire or
Right.
for like mainly like candles. Like candles back
Yeah.
then weren't made the
Plus, to
same way that
ignite
they
that
were
would
now.
take so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
barrels that they had, they weren't even stored at the church. They were in the storage container, like
Damn.
right next to it. It
Right.
was like
Wow.
it
That's
was like a
crazy.
couple hundred feet away. So like
That's pretty
it was a
wild.
mystery. Like
Oh,
That's
hell yeah.
why is it that this one person that walked in caught
Mm,
everything on fire? Like
mm.
a
yeah,
couple
yeah, like why
people
did
did
he
survive, but like everyone was saying like that person like was somebody unknown. They walked
Right.
in and it suddenly caught on fire.
Wow.
maybe a sacrifice or just crazy or
Demon.
something.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
something.
I don't know,
Shoot.
but
Wow.
they did say that because of the fire that happened,
Hmm.
they discovered like a different tunnel that wasn't
Oh.
previously discovered.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Oh,
And
wow.
okay.
in the tunnel, there was a bunch of like um, not ancient artifact, but like it was ancient depictions of different gods that like we didn't
No,
study,
about.
like
Knowledge.
Aztecs, Mayans,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
we
wow.
didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like these weren't like typical, normal, like supposed gods.
Hmm.
Great. That's interesting. That's good that you're actually, good question, Warren, about asking, if he,
Yeah.
did some digging, and you did. Wow, that's
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Just a just a quick question for both of you guys. How good is your phone's battery?
I'm
Just to
good.
let you guys see if you guys are
I'm good at
good or
25%.
okay. I'm at 13%. Warren, where you at?
81.
Oh wow, must be nice.
Charging, that's why.
What happened?
I was at 13 when we started, all of us, but
Oh
I've
shit.
been charging.
Oh, okay, shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because actually, no, I'm not doing it on my laptop. I'm doing it on my phone. So this is all through my phone right here. So actually, it's just like you said, Warren. It is easy doing it on your phone.
Well,
Um,
yeah, that and
I mean,
the volume, the voice sometimes doesn't do that. Like
like the
not
justice.
stuttering, but where like
Yeah,
it goes, like da, 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 da,
exactly.
or it
Yeah,
gives it
because
that like we're robotic,
yeah,
you know.
because through this whole show, there wasn't no of what we go through usually, huh? Like it was all usually it's good, huh? Like we
You've
actually have
had
no
a very
problems.
minute cracking, but nothing,
Nothing like we
like
usually do.
yeah, no,
Or I
yeah,
sound robot, or I sound like a robot, or
right, or it
yeah,
disappears and then
yeah,
it comes back and shit. Yeah,
yeah. Well, because I mean, like my battery's going so fast because I have it connected to I have it connected um to my audio face, and um and it takes power to have it turned on, so it's using my
yeah.
phone power. So that's why it's probably at 14% because I'm connecting it to my audio
I,
my audio player.
I've been
So
switching arms because they getting tired back and
yeah, no,
forth, but
you just have to buy just like a simple stand, like a
well,
simple
yeah, but
regular stand.
the right now I got my leg elevated on the scooter.
Oh, okay, okay,
Uh, but the scab is like smaller than a pea right now.
okay.
So it's
So how's your leg doing? Is it healing good now? It's pretty good now
yeah,
almost.
I'm they wanted me to kind of walk with a boot, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So
So
I
you
use
put food in
a scooter
asses.
when it, huh?
I said so. So they want you to put food in asses, huh?
Yeah, pretty
So you're
much.
putting you're putting the ass.
But but no, I got a few exercises that I do with my ankle and my toes and that, and then I use the boot to like walk around the house here and
Okay.
uh, like do minor chores when I go driving, So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. Dude, this show is really good. People been off and on here, so I'm pretty sure when it's hit Spotify tonight, um, probably get some because every time on Twitch, dude, we get between 10, sometimes 10 or 12 views just for the day,
yeah,
and so that's really good. So and then on Spotify, it goes more, on the show. So it
right,
gets like sometimes like the show gets 200 impressions. So well, what people check out for like a small clip on Spotify. So and then they watch it. So it's pretty cool how the detail is now.
yeah,
On the Spotify for the podcasters. So like like us on for creators. Um, But yeah, dude. Dude, I can't wait to talk about to have my dad on the next one for sure. Um, oh, my battery went to 5%, real quick, and it's am I am I dark right now, or can my phone turn dark a little bit? Am I
No,
still
you
good?
No, you're good.
Okay, okay,
still
all
look
right,
like a cracker.
okay, good. All right, it's making sure. It's making sure I still like a ghost. I wonder if I should just disconnect it, and let my phone charge for a bit. Are you guys still good? You guys are you guys still good? You guys want to eat? And we know. I mean, we could do part two. We could do part two sometime tomorrow if you guys are not busy too. Um, and to continue this, with my dad, and I do want to talk about what we talked about last episode, Warren, about the pyramids and the aliens and what's going on now, what we believe now, um, and what we think about that. Because this is really good. Because my dad has like a lot to say about this.
Oh,
What
no,
we
that's
talked
fine.
about.
I don't care.
Yeah. So are you busy tomorrow, Warren? Do you have anything planned for tomorrow?
No, not that I can recall.
You, Alex, are you busy for anything for tomorrow, same time?
No,
Okay, you pretty
other
good.
than just taking my car to the shop so that they can change the catalytic converter.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, okay, oh, okay. All right.
Um,
S-
because the light was flashing.
Oh
oh,
So
shit. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, guys, we should continue this, and because I know, because I'm a little hungry. I know everybody's pretty much a little hungry here.
fuck no, dude.
Um.
I'm stuffed.
Oh, you're good.
That fucking burrito, man.
Shit.
I
Well.
I ate that bitch and I sat here and I was like starting to doze off.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? This has been a great show. We've been on here for an hour and 48 minutes. It's going to be. Um, but yeah, we'll go ahead and continue since if Alex, if you haven't ate, we can go ahead and continue our day. Um, but if everybody, but if everybody's fine for tomorrow, same time.
Just let me know. Hit
Um,
me up.
okay, I'll change. I'll text you because you know what? Maybe. Uh, oh shit, my phone just.
I think he's disconnecting because
I think his
it's
battery took a his
his
phone took a
battery
shit.
his battery's
Yeah.
taking a shit.
Well, since we know we were gonna start it tomorrow, we can probably hold on a couple minutes here, see if he reconnects. But yeah, dude, that's some pretty interesting shit down in Mexico, and then your 2021, almost having the same somewhat similar incident happening, man. That's some wild shit. I mean, like I don't know if Mario's ever told you, but like I was like raised in a haunted house for my parents lived there for 30 years. I was there for about probably about maybe about 15 years.
Hmm.
But yeah, I that was one of the things I saw in my attic was the dark figure with red eyes, and that shit haunted me forever. And to this day, I still, you know, have encounters and shit. Maybe tomorrow when Mario, might want to do all this, I can go through it and make it for that show.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's an interesting area, we'll say. But I think we did lose him.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, all right, man. Why don't we just go ahead and we'll close it down, and he'll probably hit us up through a text or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, So, all right, man. Well, it's good to meet you, and like I said, tomorrow will be another day.
Okay.
All right, bud. Take care.
You too.
All right, now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Let's get on out of here. There we go. We want to
All right, everybody, we're still here. Um, Sorry, everybody, my phone died, and I think everybody's gone. All right, everybody, sorry to cut this short. My phone died. We'll continue this podcast tomorrow, or if not, we'll continue this next week, everybody. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Mario's Open Talk Podcast Experience. I'm your host, Mario. So don't worry, everybody. We'll continue this podcast. This was episode 108. Thanks to Alex, Warren, and my dad, Ruben. Thank you guys for coming on the show. We'll talk about part 2 on episode 109. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry, my phone died. We'll continue this on the next podcast, everybody. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later. And see you guys next time. My phone died. Sorry about that. See you on the next podcast, everybody. Peace out.